and welcome to part one of our exclusive interview with Pete Phipps, lead drummer of the 70s Glam Rock Group, the Glitter Band, on our virtual New Year's Eve 2021 70s and 80s party. Hello, Pete.
Hello, Stephen. Hello, listeners.
Have you had a canny Christmas?
Fantastic Christmas.
Yeah, I did.
I spent it like a hermit.
Did you? Well,
yeah.
Mind you, Boris Johnson hasn't got a clue what's going on, does he? No.
Well, there's nowhere to go where I live.
Oh, no, you didn't? No.
So we're all stuck indoors, and we're sending smoke signals to each other, you know.
Well, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go back, because I know I've interviewed before, but we've got some new listeners, and some people might have missed the interview we did last year. So we'll go back to the roots. Could you tell me by starting? Tell me the beginnings of yourself. Where were you born, and what school did you go to? What was it like growing up in the area that you were living in?
Oh yeah, well, I come from South London, Kennington, Clapham. Actually, Clapham more than Kennington, but I went to school in Kennington, and it was fantastic. You know, when I was growing up, I don't want to give my age away, but there were nobody had a car in our street, so it was we all played football, cricket, and other games in the street. You know.
Aye.
And it was so idyllic. I mean, I loved London. I never wanted to leave, and until I got much older. But yeah, I had some great times, great mates, and school was a drag. I hated school.
Who didn't?
Oh God, I was just so thick, you know. The only thing I could do was spell.
Yeah,
I was good at spelling. I always came top of the spelling. Everything else absolutely useless, you know.
I was a class clown. You know, I knew nothing, so I just had to get myself known. I just used to crack jokes and do impersonations and stuff like that.
But, yeah, well, I would have done that if I'd known some jokes, but you know, I wasn't very popular.
Yeah. Well, I used to get, in those days, like I'm talking about like 60s and 70s, because I was at school in the 60s, during the 60s and 70s. If you didn't punch first, you're picked on for the rest of the terminology. So for the next 5 years, you were beaten up. And,
yeah, that's true. I was beaten up quite a bit. And it used to take a lot to get me started, you know, and to retaliate.
Yeah, same here. The white ones are the worst.
Yeah, so I used to get picked on, and I used to go on and on and on until I would break, and then smack them in the teeth, you know.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. Then
move on to the next bully.
Right. So,
but no, I had good times at school. Really, I just hated lessons. That was all.
Yeah, well, you just go for the playground, don't you? Yeah, that's it.
Actually, funny, when I was 16, the week of my I was supposed to take O levels. I was walking. I got off the bus at the side of the Thames, and just dumped my books into the river and went home.
As you do.
And that story ended up in the David Essex film.
Was Stardust?
No, the one before. That'll be the day.
That'll be the day. Aye.
And he did exactly the same thing.
Wow! I hope you got some royalties for that.
Huh?
Did you get some royalties for that?
Yeah. Yes, my idea. Yeah, the next I should have claimed. But yeah, so that was it. So I was so into music. That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do anything else. Didn't care about getting a job. I just wanted to get into a band and play, you know.
Yeah. So was any of your family musical?
Well, not really. My mum could bang out a tune on the piano that she bought for me to get lessons on.
Yeah.
I mean, she banged out a tune really badly, and we used to slam the lid down when she was going to start playing, you know. No, not really. But they loved music. There was always music playing, you know. And
I can actually relate to that piano, because I think every household in our age group had an upright piano in the lounge or the front room or wherever. Or
there were a lot of pianos, yeah.
Even though they couldn't play the bloody things.
Yeah, and well, I started taking some piano lessons. I was about 8 years old, so I had a couple of years of piano, and that's how I learned to read music and
Yeah, you got into it.
and to put chords together.
Yeah. So who inspired you when you were younger? Who did you listen to? Who did you aspire to?
Well, my dad used to listen to a lot of jazz, and people like Frank Sinatra, um, uh, uh,
Sammy
Ella
Davis.
Fitzgerald,
Ella.
and the bands, the big bands. I
Yeah.
can't think of any off the top of my head now, but
I think it was Tommy Dorsey, wasn't it? Was
Tommy Dorsey, yeah, Glenn Miller, things like
Aye.
that. And I mean, I used to love Glenn Miller because when I went for drum lessons, my drum teacher had all the Glenn Miller recordings, and we used to play along to them.
All right. I love Glenn Miller myself. I actually,
Yeah.
I did know.
I'm just looking for that sound. Do you remember in the film?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Who the hell was that again? What's his name?
James Stewart. I'm sorry, that was a bad impression, but
No, that was all right.
I'm just looking for that sound.
Brilliant film, Glenn Miller story.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, and so I mean, even to this day, one of my favorite drummers is Buddy Rich. His left hand is it's the fastest left hand in the universe.
Yeah, I've never actually seen that, and I want to watch that. I want to go and see that sometime. I'll get out of it somehow.
Yeah.
Right. Before joining the Glitter Band, what did you do musically?
before the Glitter Band.
Before the Glitter Band. Yeah.
I was just trying. I tried for ages to get into a band that was doing gigs. My band after school was a rehearsal band. Really, we were a soul band, and we were called Fascination.
Right.
And that probably is one of my most embarrassing moments, actually. When I was in Fascination, my first girlfriend, who I was madly in love with, dumped me one evening. I went round for tea, and she said, can't see you anymore. My parents won't allow it, and I was devastated, and I just joined the Fascination, and we had a couple of gigs, and so at the next gig we had, about a couple of weeks later, we were doing a birthday party, and I turned up early to set my drums up, and the guy who was running the party brought out six rum and black currants.
All right, yeah, as you do.
The band, and so I drank mine, and then enjoyed it so much I drank the other five.
Well, why not? That's definitely what I would do. The same thing. If it's not there, it's still there. After 2 seconds, drink it.
Remember, I'm 16. I probably only had half a lagers at that point.
Right.
Anyway, started playing, and about halfway through the gig, I was just completely legless, and started playing. We started playing "My Girl" by the Temptations.
Yeah.
And all I could think of was my
your ex.
My girlfriend Lee, dumping me.
Hi.
And I just started blubbing on the drums, and at which point they pulled me off, took me in the bathroom, and started slapping me around the face to get me to sober up, which was impossible because I was too far gone. And they dragged me home, and we never worked for the agent again.
I don't think you would do after that, mind.
So that was a good lesson for me.
Yeah,
but because I've never drunk on stage again.
Have you not?
No.
Oh no, I know. I just had drink all the time.
Maybe a beer before, but I've never got legless again.
No. Oh no, you don't.
and in fact, now I don't drink at all.
Oh, you were saying that, yeah? You're teetotal now, aren't you?
Yeah, I've been teetotal for must be 7 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good for a musician, because most musicians I know, they're all still on drinking. If they can't get it down the neck, to go in an IV in their arm or something stupid like that.
Oh yeah. I got legless at Christmas lunch with my daughter and and her husband, yeah, and father-in-law, because the Christmas pudding had been soaked in brandy.
Yes.
I had a plate full of that, and I was singing
off the tree. Like, you're more than welcome around at my house anytime, mate. We'll have some Christmas pudding and we'll sing a song. That'd be good. That.
It's a deal. It's a deal. Yeah, definitely.
Is it true? Is it true that you worked as a session musician with the Elgins?
Yeah.
When was that?
Yeah.
How did that come about?
That was 1971. The year before I joined Gary. That was because I knew Jeff Hanlon and Vic Billings, who were the agents who brought over the Tamla bands.
Yeah.
And that's how I got the job playing for the Elgins when they came over. And it was through Jeff Hanlon,
yeah,
that I got the job playing with Glitter.
So that brings us right. Actually, oh no! Before we talk about the Glitter Band, how did you get the name the Monster Drummer?
Oh, that was Jeff Hanlon said that.
Why did you say that? Because you were manic, or was it? You just
probably because I'm so loud.
Ah, right. They'd never heard anything like that in America, like a drummer of your.
Well, when
loudness.
when the Elgins came over and we started rehearsing, they had this really cool guitarist, Rocky, really skinny black guy with dark glasses, shades, you know, super cool.
Yeah.
And we're playing a few songs, and he said to me, Pete, man, you got a mean backbeat. Meaning the left hand, you know.
Yeah.
The left hand playing the on the twos and the four. Which I have got. I'm very, very heavy-handed with the backbeat, you know.
You have to see.
He loved it. He loved it.
I'm gonna have to see you live sometime. I need to see you in concert again. It's been a long time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. So the big question: how did the Glitter Band begin?
Well, there's many theories, many stories, many tales.
Yeah.
But we started as the Glitter Band in 1974. That was our first record.
Yeah.
Before that, we were hired musicians for Gary.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
We just used to tour. He would be jetting around to gigs and staying in 5-star hotels, and we were sharing 2 or 3 up sometimes in bed and breakfast.
Yeah, because it'd be like along the lines of you doing like the background and doing your own bit, and then like Gary came across.
No, we just backed him.
Yeah,
we were just backing musicians like Bowie had, the Spiders from Mars, and
yeah, and
so we were the same.
So then you went on.
In fact, when I met Woody Woodmansey a couple of years ago,
yeah,
at an event, the drummer with Bowie,
yeah,
we were talking about our similar backgrounds, because they were hit Barry's background, we were Gary's background, and we were on the same money, 25 quid a week.
25 quid a week.
Yeah,
that's madness.
I know.
Total madness.
I know. We were so rich.
Even in those days, 25 quid was nought, was it? You know what I mean? It was nothing.
Well, it was a living wage for a 20-year-old, you know.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, what we're going to do now, Peter, is we're going to take a little break and play some music. We're going to play some classic Glitter Band tracks, and we're also going to sneak in your brand new single as well, which we'll be talking about in the second part of the interview. How's that sound?
That's great, Steve. Yeah. I'll just go and put the kettle on.
Yeah, cheers. Do that.
Okay.
Hello and welcome back to part 2 of our exclusive interview here today on our New Year's Eve special with Pete Phipps of the Glitter Band. Hello, Peter.
There. Hello there.
Was that an Irish accent? Was that an Irish?
I don't know. It just came out. I don't know.
Right.
I'm mad, you know. I'm so mad.
Yeah, well, we're all mad. we are mad.
Yeah, yeah, have to be.
Right. So, the Glitter Band.
Yeah.
So, whose idea was it to start releasing tracks and go solo after the departure of Gary, or did you just continue on without him?
No, we didn't. He didn't depart.
All right. Okay.
That was later when he retired. He retired in 1976. You know,
Right.
retired in inverted commas. Um,
But you went on by yourselves. Because
yeah. Well, at the end of 1973,
yeah.
actually, it's a little known fact, but I decided that I was going to leave the band because I felt kind of restricted musically, just
Right.
doing
Okay.
what we were doing.
Yeah.
And I got somebody had suggested me for another gig with a soul band, a well-known soul band. I won't say who it was,
No.
but I decided that I was going to do that, and so I did. I did leave. I said I'm leaving, and my last gig was a show we did in Vienna, and we'd only been on stage about 30 minutes, I think,
Yeah.
when you know, Gary used to have hair pieces in those days,
Yes, you did.
and so it was my last gig. We've been on stage about 30, and I'm really really into it, really enjoying this because it's going to be the last one before I
Yeah.
quit, you know. And anyway, the lights were so bright and so strong and so near his head. The glue melted, and he did a spin round, and his hairpiece stayed facing the audience. So
I shouldn't have.
everybody freaked out. All the road crew freaked out, and they had to cut the multi-core, and so all the power went off completely. You know,
Oh my God.
ran him off stage, you know, to fix it. But because they destroyed the multi-core, that was the end of the show. We couldn't
End
put
of the
it
show,
back
yeah.
on again. All the power was gone.
Yeah. In those,
So
yeah.
I was really it was a complete letdown, and I was, you know, one of the worst nights of my life, really. You know, leaving the band and didn't even finish the show.
Didn't even finish the show. Well, in those
Yeah.
days, multi-core was used quite a lot, wasn't it? I remember it's like a really
Yeah.
thick cable.
Yeah, the big cable that went down from the stage to the mixing desk.
Yeah.
And so that took all the power, you know. Yeah. So anyway, a couple about a week, 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
John Springate came around my house and knocked up and said, "Look, Pig, we've had a big meeting with Mike Leander.
Right.
We're going to start doing recording our own material, but Mike will only do it if you're in the band."
Right.
So that's what happened. So I had to make that decision at that point. You know, he said, yeah. So John said, "Will you do it?" So I thought about it for a day, and I decided to go back.
Yeah. So who was potentially the main people behind the writing of the songs? Who wrote the lyrics? Who did the music?
So we started to do some demos.
Yeah.
And there was a few songs written. I think I think John and Jerry wrote a song, but the song that was chosen was Angel Face, which was initially written by Jerry Shepherd and John Russell.
Yeah. That one actually basically cemented you, didn't it? Really?
Sorry.
That track cemented you, didn't it? Angel Face. And
yes.
Then all those came along afterwards.
So after reworking that, which I helped with the reworking, but never got a credit, unfortunately. That was then chosen as our single.
Yeah.
And from there, it
rocketed.
It took off. Yeah.
Yeah.
It took off.
I would actually put yous right out of all the glam rock bands. I would rate you top 3, top 4 without a doubt. I would put it up there with the Sweet, honestly, because the way you came across, it's absolutely brilliant. Mind you,
we were we had an exciting stage show. We had 2 drummers, 2 lead vocalists. It was we had 2 of everything, really.
Big show.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 managers, 2 agents. We had, let's see, 2 of everything.
2 of everything. You should have been called Noah. I was trying to think of something quick.
We should have been called the Ark.
The Ark of the Noah band.
Yeah.
Right. So
we did have a roadie called Jonah, actually.
Oh my God.
We used to call him Jonah
because he broke everything.
Yeah, because every time he touched a piece of equipment, it stopped working.
Oh my God.
If I saw him coming near the drum kit, I used to kick him away. Get out of it. Go away.
He wasn't anywhere near the multi-core, was he, before?
He probably was. He probably put the glue on.
Yeah. Right. Right. So I did a bit of research on this now. I think it was last year you released an album. Now tell me about the track that's in. I forget the title of it now. I do apologize. Which was written for the war in Iraq.
Oh yeah, okay. That was that's called "Makes Me Wonder." Yeah, it was. Yeah, when I was watching the horrific scenes when the war was going on in Iraq, that just inspired me to write that song. About the innocents, the people that can't do anything about it, that are suffering. Well, around the world, every given moment, there's a war going on somewhere, isn't there?
Yeah, and I thought it's
how unnecessary it all is.
It's so very true. So very true. Now that brings us on to your new venture. Now, could you let our listeners know about the new track that you have released now and the concept behind it?
The new old Christmas song.
The new old Christmas song.
Yeah. Well, I was approached in 1994 by a production company who wanted to put a compilation album together of Christmas songs.
Yeah.
One track written by the band and one track covered by the band.
Yeah.
So there are about 20 bands involved, I think, and so I was working with Jerry at the time. So I said to him, look, we've been approached to do this Christmas song. I'll write a song, you write a song, and the best one we'll use for the album, for the compilation. So we went away and I spent about a week writing this song, and I ran everything past my wife at the time, because it had to be very Christmassy. It had to have some sort of message,
Yeah.
So it took me ages. It took about a week to put it all together, with her help. And then so then we got back together. Jerry played me his, I played in mine, and he agreed with me that mine was the better song. So, out of the kindness and the kindness of my heart, I said to him, you can have 50% of the royalty for this project,
Right.
And so we did a recording of it all over the world.
Yeah.
About Christmas all over the world,
Yeah.
And then sent it off to the production company. It then got included in the compilation album. We also did our cover song was "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree."
Yeah.
Which was a really good song by
well, there's a few artists. Peggy Lee was the one that was
no,
prominent.
not Peggy Lee.
Peggy Lee Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
Oh, her name's gone right out of my head now.
Yeah, it's gonna rain. Are we talking? Oh, hang on a bit. No,
Google it. Google it. Hang
Google
on.
it. Google.
Hey Google, who sang? I know it is. It's Brenda Lee.
Brenda
Brenda
Lee.
Lee.
Yeah. Where Peggy Lee from?
Yeah. Peggy Lee was her mum, I think.
Yeah, yeah, right. Aye.
So yeah, so we did a cover. So and then it went out, and believe it or not, didn't do it. Didn't sell any copies at all.
Oh, yeah.
So a complete failure, you know.
But there's an album coming out. Is that right? Are you going to be writing an album for the new year?
No. So I did no. It's not an album. So I decided a few years ago.
Yeah.
I thought I've got to get that song out as a single.
Right. Yeah.
And it's taken me 2 years, you know, to get my act together to do it. So this year I managed to get it out about a week before Christmas. and I think, was it you who said, was it you said to me, I don't think about it as being a late Christmas song. Think about it as an early release for next year.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it was me when I got.
You said that to me, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can think of it as an early release for next Christmas.
22. Yeah.
Yeah, but it'll still be around, won't it? You know.
Yeah. Christmas songs. Every Christmas song is immortal. It comes out every year, and it just keeps on getting played and played and played and played.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that it'll touch some nerve somewhere and people will like it.
Well, it still it still gets played on my Christmas channel, and it's still played on two of my other channels as well, and also on my live channel. So it's out there, and what we can do is actually well, in fact, no, we'll do it now.
It'll pay for the turkey next year.
Yeah, he needs his turkey and Christmas put for next year. So
yeah.
Where can people get the new track and also the album from last year as well? And the album from last year was called Wherever You Are. Yeah. And that will be available for download when?
Yeah, it's all available on Bandcamp,
right?
And iTunes and Amazon and all the streaming platforms.
I've never heard of Bandcamp. And I've been in the business for 30 years. I've never heard of Bandcamp. Have I missed something?
Yeah, bandcamp.com.
Well, I have to check that. I have to look that up. I'll have to definitely look that up.
It's a platform for acts put their music on, you know. Yeah.
I have to look it up. Right. Now, for our listeners, because we've got some new listeners, because I know that the glam rock era will never leave us. And the sound of the 70s and the sound of the 80s will never, ever go away, unlike certain genres of music.
Yeah.
All right. So for the new listeners who have never heard of the Glitter Band before, who are tuned in now and who are loving the sound of the 70s and the glam rock, how can I put it, the glam rock era,
the glam rock extravaganza. Yeah,
that's it. Is there any social media platforms that people can follow you on, follow the Glitter Band on? Or
I got rid of all my platforms. I'm sorry.
Did you? Oh man!
Yeah.
So is there a one for the Glitter Band out there somewhere?
Is there what? Sorry.
Is there one for the Glitter Band, or is it just all underneath the one big thing now?
No, that was a joke about my platform boots.
Oh, God. You know,
sorry.
That's all right. It's all right. I can't.
Are you asking me if there's glam rock channels?
Sorry. Right. Yes.
Is that what you mean? Are there glam rock channels out there?
Yes.
I really don't know. I haven't got a clue. I'm sorry.
Okay, the pretty giggles now. Shit.
I don't listen to the radio. Not unless I'm in the car.
Right. Okay. So
sorry about that.
I
misunderstood you.
Yeah. Platforms, got rid of them, along with the outfits. Yeah, right. I've still got my platforms, by the way.
Have you really?
Yeah, so we're talking about I've got my platforms.
I wish I'd kept mine. I had about 10 pairs of platform boots made at Ken Market, you know.
Yeah.
And if I had them now, they'd be worth so much money, you know.
They'd be worth a fortune. I tell you what, I used to have up until now, I don't know where it went to, up until about 2 or 3 years ago. I used to have a teddy boy suit.
Really?
Yeah, because
Wow.
my mate used to follow Shwaddy Waddy, and
Yeah.
we used to go out and we in the 70s, if you were a kid, like 16, 17-year-old, and you had a teddy boy suit on, it's good fun actually, because you just, in those days, like late 60s, early 70s,
Well, you'd get arrested immediately, wouldn't you?
well, yeah. Apart from you used to have the skinheads as well, didn't you? The skinheads, the mods,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then we'd be bopping up and down Hartlepool's High Road,
I was,
wearing teddy boy suits.
yeah. I don't know what happened to me because I wasn't a mod,
No,
I wasn't a rocker, but I ended up hippie.
wow.
So
That's a
I don't know how that happened, but I kind of had a hippie attitude,
Yeah. Do you know where it
but
stems from?
I dressed quite smartly.
And do you know where it is? Where it stems from? I think it was from those 6 rum and blacks you had when you were 16-year-old.
The what? Sorry.
It was the 6 rum and blacks you had when you were 16.
Okay, it could well have been that. It could have well have been that.
Right, mate.
So embarrassing, though. So embarrassing. I can still remember it now.
Yeah,
Horrible.
it's
Horrible.
like,
And
it's like,
that poor person whose party it was, you know.
oh, I know. Oh, God, you died. That would have been a
Yeah.
downer as well.
Yeah,
Oh, my.
yeah. I feel so guilty about it even now.
Right.
I'd love to go back and completely do that one again. You know.
Yeah, get the details and go, right. We redo the gig 30 years on.
Yeah.
40 years on.
If I knew who it was, yeah.
You were was. Right. Finally, Peter.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to add? Is there any thank yous, or is there anything you'd like to add before we say goodbye?
No, I just hope everybody has a fantastic 2022, and that we we managed to get this damn virus under control.
Yeah, that's true.
And get back to doing loads of gigs again.
Get back to normality.
We've got some shows booked for March at Butlins, so that's good. You know, the Good Band shows in Butlins in March. So
I was just trying to say that. Yeah,
looking forward to doing those. Yeah.
So that's March 22. You're going to be at Butlins. Is that correct?
March that's I think is it 22, 12th and sorry.
I can put the details up.
March 2022. Yeah.
Yeah. I can put the details up as soon as I get them from yourself and Butlins. And is that going to be Skegness? Is it?
Skegness and Minehead. Yeah.
There you go. There you heard it first.
Yeah. It's the first everybody will know about it. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that, and hopefully see lots of fans there, and
I'm going to
say hello.
I'm going to book a weekend in Butlins and Skegness.
Yeah. Do, Steve. Do. It'd be fantastic. Yeah.
Right. Many thanks for joining us, Pete. It's been great.
Thank you for asking me. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, it's been a good laugh, mate. Could be walking down memory lanes,
Yeah. Always good to do that. Always
it is good. So all I can say is have a happy and a prosperous new year. All right. And
to you too.
Give my love to you and your family.
Okay, that's really great. Cheers, Steve. Bye.
Bye.